It's imperative because there's a lot of issues to be discussed. Just a few days ago, we saw the president meet the former president. I'd like to talk about that. But first, the rate of intolerance for politicians in this country has reached a crescendo. It's too much. Why don't people like politicians, Kimani? Especially when we said you're coming, everyone is coming. Why do you want to listen to that person who will come and lie to us? What is this with the rate of intolerance?
Well, only Kenyans will tell you. But my guess would be first for any administration, and by the way, it's nothing unique to Kenya. The world over, that's the situation with all administrations around the world, political administrations. And in an administration like this, where you've just been in office for just about 2 years, is expected. And knowing the backdrop of when you came into office, the conditions that were pertaining then, and the very high expectations that Kenyans had of you. So they will seem intolerant, they will seem impatient, but we understand them. And that's why we are not afraid to face them and tell them the truth as it is, state the facts as they are, because time will vindicate us. And I am very confident that in due course, Kenyans will see that what they perceive to be lies, what they perceive to be untruths, actually not what they perceive, because facts will speak for themselves.
Where do you get this confidence? This confidence?
I get the confidence because I know where we were, I know where we are, I know where we are going.
Okay.
When, Ken, I remember that in 2022, beginning of 2022, for instance, we may have forgotten that we were queuing to look for fuel. That was unavailable. When I see countries in the region where people are still queuing to look for fuel, then I know we are at a better place. The discussion around the price is another debate altogether, but at least first and foremost, there is fuel.
It's available.
Available.
Yeah.
The prices were extremely high. Today, it's a fact that those oil prices have been going down consistently, month after month. We had a situation where the dollar was at a high of 162, fact. Today is at 129, fact. Price of unga, you remember the first maandamano was around the cost of living, and basically it was christened the unga revolution, the sufuria movement.
Yeah.
Or christened around the price of a packet of unga that was retailing at a high of 267 shillings for some brands. Those brands today are going for an average of 120 shillings.
130 thereabouts.
130.
Yeah.
That's 50%
reduction.
Therefore, as much as we could, Kenyans could still argue, like everybody else in the world, about the high cost of living. If you looked at the US campaigns just a few months ago, everybody was talking about the high cost of living. And that's why I tell you, it's nothing unique in Kenya. Go to the UK. I just came from the UK over the weekend.
Yeah, there was a farmers' demonstration all over in the
UK. Farmers in Kenya today will tell you, when we promised that we would focus on increasing productivity and quality products of agricultural products, people thought it was just rhetoric. Today, a country where only a year and a half, 2 years ago, we were importing sugar, we have a sugar surplus in this country.
Produced locally?
Produced locally. In actual fact, Kenya, for the first time now, is exporting sugar. I've seen business people trying to export our sugar to Sudan through Uganda. It's actually now a challenge to curtail the export, so that we don't deplete our stocks, and we start importing again. Therefore, we spoke in our manifesto about the policy of import substitution and growing our agriculture to an extent or to a level where we'll be food sufficient, to check on the question of food insecurity and the high cost of living. Therefore, whether you look at unga at 260, now down to 130 for some brands, as low as 87 shillings. I've seen some brands retailing for 87, 90 shillings. Things are changing.